Today you are going to learn about verbs in Spanish. There are 3 different types of verbs that you will learn, but today in particular we're going to learn about verbs that end in ar because most of the verbs in Spanish end in ar. I think about 80% of them. So just to remember, what is a verb? Verbs are words that express actions, yes. And for example, to sing, to dance, to play. If you notice, there's 2 words to talk about verbs in English. In Spanish, the verbs end in ar, and ir. We are going to see some examples. For example, one verb that ends in ar is hablar. One that ends in is comer. And one that ends in ir is escribir. Notice how one word in Spanish and 2 words in English. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. These verbs in English and in Spanish are called infinitives. In Spanish are easier to identify because they end in ar, and ir. And in English, there's 2 words. Why are they called infinitives? They are showing you just the verb, but they're not telling you who is performing the action. So to say that somebody is performing an action means that you are conjugating a verb. What does conjugate mean? Conjugating means that there is someone performing an action. And in Spanish, there are 6 forms telling you who is doing the action. Yo, tú, él, ella, usted. So all of these share the same ending. Nosotros, nosotras, vosotros, vosotras, ellos and ellas. So if you take the verb hablar, the verb hablar ends in ar. To conjugate and tell others what who is performing the action, you have to drop the ar from hablar, and then you're left with habl. And then you're going to be adding these endings depending on who is doing the action. For example, if it's yo, you add o. If it's tú, you add as. Él, ella o usted, you add a. Nosotros, nosotras, you add amos. Vosotros, vosotras, ais, which we're not using this as much. This is used in Spain. Ellos y ellas, an. So let's look at what it looks like. So we're using the verb hablar. You drop the r, you put o to hablo. Yo hablo. So you don't have to put the subject pronoun. In English, you have to put the subject pronoun before the verb. In Spanish, it's inside the verb. So if I say hablo español, hablas español, you're talking about this as ending, it's referring to two. You speak. Habla, he, she, or you in a formal way speaks. Okay, habla, you're adding the a. Hablamos, we speak. You're adding the amos to habl. You speak also for the Spanish version, habláis, and they or ustedes, you speak. When you're talking about more than one person, you're talking to a whole group, you say ustedes. Okay, so let's think about what subject pronoun belongs here. Marta y José. Marta y José, it's 2 people, so it would be they in English, and in Spanish it would be ellos. Ellos, and what kind of ending does ellos have? Do you remember? Marta y José bail, you drop the R, and you put the ending for ellos. Ellos bailan. You drop the R, and you put bailan mucho. Carmen, Elena y yo, you're including yourself. Carmen, Elena y yo, so it would be we, right? We, you drop the R and you add the ending for nosotros. Estudiamos. Por la tarde yo, this is the letter that we're talking about. Descansar, drop the R and put the ending of yo. So remember for yo is o. Yo descanso. I drop the R and I put the O there. Sara, cantar en el concierto. You don't say cantar because you're still not saying who's doing the action. So if it's Sara, it's ella, and you add canta. Ella canta en el concierto. Cuando tú el béisbol. You drop the R and you add as. ¿Cuándo practicas tú el béisbol? Mi papá y yo jugar videojuegos por la noche. Videojuegos por la noche. Drop the R, and because it's my father and I, it's we, it's nosotros, jugamos, ending, okay? Yo, we're referring to this one, escuchar, drop the R. Yo, música por la tarde. Escucho música por la tarde. Carlos y Jimena, I'm not including myself, so this is them, it's they. Carlos y Jimena, ellos, trabajar en una oficina. What ending do you put? Do you enter? Trabajan. Carlos y Jimena trabajan en una oficina. Okay? We're going to review. There are 3 types of verbs in Spanish. They can be identified by their endings, which are ar, and ir. The basic form of the verb that has ar, ir on the end is called an infinitive. An infinitive identifies the action but not the person who performs it. Remember, in Spanish it's only 1 word, in English is 2 words. To express both the action and the person who performs it, we must change the ending of the verb, and this process is called conjugation. All verbs in Spanish have how many forms? How many subject pronouns? 6. 6 different forms. Yo, tú, él, ella. Yo, tú, él, ella is 1. Nosotros, ellos, and vosotros. The form of the verb we must always match the, what does it have to match to show who's doing the action? The subject. The form of the verb we use must always match the subject of the sentence when we're conjugating. Por ejemplo, la señora Suárez enseña, teaches literature. Enseña literatura. So, la señora Suárez is the subject, is who we're talking about, and enseña is the verb. However, we need to put an ending to show that it's ella. Ella, so A is for ella. Carlos y yo escuchamos música. Carlos y yo is the subject. Escuchamos is whose, we add the amos to show that it's Carlos and yo, which is nosotros. To conjugate a verb, you must first drop the what ending? The AR, yes, in this case. Then you add the appropriate verb ending to match the who's doing the action. It's called subject. The ending we use for AR verbs in the present tense are yo, it's O. You add the O to the verb after you drop the R. As, a, él, ella, and usted share that ending. Nosotros, amos. Nosotros y nosotras share the ending amos. Vosotros and vosotras share the ending eyes. And ellos, ellas, and ustedes, share the ending an. These are all of the verbs. Well, not all of the verbs in the world, but these are some that you've been looking at last week. So look, see how all of them end in R. Bailar, to dance, to teach. Esquiar, ski. Nadar, swim. Patinar, skate. Trabajar, work. Cantar, to sing. Estudiar, and sorry, I have not been saying to, but it's to dance, to teach, to ski, to swim, to skate, to work, to use, to practice, to need, to speak, to study, to sing, to draw, to listen, to ride, to pass, and to touch. So let's do some exercises. Los estudiantes, remember you have this verb in its infinitive form. You have to drop the R and add the ending for ellas en la biblioteca. Paco y yo trabajar en una oficina. You drop the AR and what ending do you add? Yo caminar en el parque con mis padres. Sara cantar en el concierto. Remember, you're dropping the AR and you're adding the endings for each one of these exercises. These are the answers. Los estudiantes estudian las estudiantes estudian en la biblioteca. Paco y yo trabajamos en una oficina. Yo camino en el parque con mis padres. Sara canta en el concierto. ¿Qué música escuchar tú? Drop the R ending and add the ending that belongs to tú. Clara, hablar por teléfono con su amiga. Yo, descansar por la tarde. Sofía y Carlos, bailar merengue y salsa. Merengue y salsa are types of music. I know that it also is, these are items, food items, but they are also types of music. These are the answers. ¿Qué música escuchas tú? Clara habla por teléfono con su amiga. Yo descanso por la tarde. Sofía y Carlos bailan merengue y salsa. And that is it.